Welcome. First of all, welcome, welcome, welcome. Court here. Others. Sorry. Spirit's trying to tell me something and I'm not picking up on it. So, here's the thing. Always look for the timestamp. If you're super sensitive and you easily get triggered, this video will not be for you. Okay? If you're chasing for answers, trying to manipulate things, this video not be a good idea for you to necessarily watch. Again, if you're super sensitive, I wouldn't watch it. Not this one. I'd love to say I'm probably going to be compassionate, but I'm not getting that vibe. Everybody always ascends when they're supposed to. There's reasons for everything. But we're going to speak the harsh truth in this video. Okay? Just FYI. This video is also in reference to the previous one that I labeled Ascension. I will tell you exactly what I labeled it, because you might want to watch that one first. But you don't necessarily have to, because I'm going to touch base on what I labeled it. 3 months plus, but less than 6 months for next ascension wave. Okay? I did a session instead of ascension in this video. I don't know if that's what Spirit wanted me to pick up on. Ascension. I was seeing if maybe it was a voice thing, but I didn't use my voice. Accession. Yeah, see. Hold on. An attainment, acquisition, or a position of rank, power, monarchy, president, a new item added. I just wanted to see how it's being, how it can be met in different ways, but I'm not getting what I was thinking. So, I don't know. There might be a drastic shift. The Queen's accession to the throne. Accession to the throne. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure. So again, if you're super sensitive, not the video for you. And I did label this one the secession wave. So my brain knew I labeled it that. So it's got to be something. This ascension wave has sailed. Next round in 3 months. That can sound harsh. It does kind of sound harsh. Maybe there's some type of ranking. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what that means for everybody with the accession. Subconsciously, my brain clearly wanted me to write that. I did not write that in my first video that I felt the need to come back and do. There is something going on, so I'm not going to hold off too long before I start speaking, but it was just like 4 of you chatting, and I said I'll be right back, and now it's just you, aim, and it keeps going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So I don't know if Spirit wanted me to wait more than 20 seconds. Spirit played me out. So we'll give you guys like maybe 5 minutes. I'm here too, don't worry. So maybe it's something with timing. Well, I mean, it's got to be, right? We just put a time period on the video, but I'm not getting the strong sense like I did before, but I'm still getting a super strong sense of like something. And I keep getting purple rain, purple rain. And I think that's the same song that just came through. I know it's Prince, but what is Purple Rain regarding? Purple rain pertains to the end of the world and being with the one you love. And then I got, ain't no better than the one you love. Something, something, something. And letting your faith in God guide you through the purple rain. Prince said the song has meaning to keep up the metaphor of the title on track of the album in 1999, The Color Purple Rain referenced a doomed ending. I don't know, is it like a breakup song? Number 1 breakup song? Okay. The kid starred him and stole his love interest. So, right around the revolution, hints of what? Embellishment. Okay. Anywhoosie. Born in Minnesota, died in Minnesota. Okay. Well, there's blood in the sky, red and blue. Makes purple. Purple rain is just really pertaining to the end. One says it's more like a apocalyptic, and the other one's like more about a renewal. 2 completely different interpretations. So, that's how we're going to start this video. 2 completely different interpretations, which literally just happened to me when I felt the need to change it, but the first one actually said Ascension, and now this one says Accession. The vibe I'm getting is that you and somebody else see a certain story, a song, story, what's on the board, in 2 different perspectives. All good. It happens, right? not going to get too far. But what's meant to be will be. In regards to the 2 High Priestess and the 2 Hangman. So in a video earlier, I was talking about a certain particular reader. And we don't need to mention any names. The majority of us know exactly what it is I'm talking about. Makes sense why I'm singing Xmas songs and see December everywhere. Well, yeah, and then today I'm like, the seasons are changing, and I was like, in the meadow we can build a snowman. And then winter's been coming in heavily. There's been, in a couple reads, something about December. That would be a 3-month mark, right? So it's like slowly giving us indications and stuff, but now we have precise dates with certain stuff. Not precise dates with the Ascension. And now I'm being real careful not to say Ascension. I mean, did I just do that backwards? Oh, dear Lord. Maybe I was meant to say Ascension the first time, and that's why they felt such a strong sense for me to do it again. So we'll get to that in a minute. So regarding this particular reader with certain things regarding the other video, I don't want to like get into all of it, but basically if you have a sense of certain things, I haven't done that in a while. If you have a sense of certain things of why do you feel like certain things are holding you back, or why readers are saying it like this, or why it's being subtitled like that, captioned like that, described like that, those are tiny little red flags. Now, when I started talking more about what I was seeing and what I was picking up and how we were discussing things, that's when things kind of went a little weird. But when I kept saying, like, referring to like hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, the people that were watching that content were right there with me with being extremely frustrated, certain scenarios aggravated. What I'm getting is right then, and I remember briefly, it was just 1717. I remember briefly saying to you guys, maybe you should take a little break, take a step back, certain things. Right then was the window of opportunity to which wave you were going to take. Some people chose her wave, which is okay. Her wave will begin to ascend again in 3 months. Not before 3 months, but within the 6-month mark. So we're going anywhere, I'd say even January 2023 would be a safe call, a safe bet. The things we've been reading on the board, I'm going to make this real clear to you guys. Jack and Sue, neither of those caught this wave. So I'm going to use them as a prime example. Some of you guys will be okay with that. Some of you guys will not. But that is the prime example we are going to use. Until one of them decide, like, I can't do this anymore, or something is official, there's no way you want to even step into it. So if you know any Jack or any Sue, I'm going to tell you right now, nothing is safe to step into until December. I know some of you might want to make it work in October. Some of you might want to make it work in November. But I am telling you, there is nothing there for you to step into or even consider until December 2022. if they feel like testing you or spirit feels like testing you, just because we took our wave to Ascension does not mean that you can't fall off the track. Right? So Jack and Sue, which could be your mother, it could be your ex-girlfriend, it could be your ex-wife, boyfriend, your brother, or just Jack and Sue. Neither of them, only one will ascend. One of them will not, because they didn't make this wave. One would have already stepped out to make this wave if they were doing the right thing. It didn't happen. I already told you, both of them. Something's not clicking for both of them. Okay? Whether it's over or not, it's all words. Actions speak louder than words. I do feel like there's a final divorce or some type of settlement in December. Early December. Possibly might get postponed till January. Okay? There even could be a legal battle going on right now, for all we know. We're not even going to look into it because it's not our business. So, if that's hard for you to know that Jack and Sue are going to be like this for 3 months, I don't know what to really tell you. Because every time Jack and Sue is going to come on my board, I'm just going to put them back in the deck. Because there's no point in reading. There's no point in telling you where they're at. Because the ones who have ascended, us, we know exactly where Jack is at. We know exactly where Sue is at. If they want to waste their days thinking about how to manipulate or how to strategically plan their next move, let them fucking waste more time. Maybe they're not even on the next wave, because one of them is only going to make the next wave. If you want to do the friend thing, I think it's best to keep your distance, but that's entirely up to you. Do I still think it's safe for you to watch who we're in reference to? If you want to a limit, if one thing irritates you or you question something, click off. Not for you. Within those 3 months, can you get some type of message there for you? Absolutely. But use your best discernment. And I think in the next couple weeks with these big transits, the minute the title says something or you're like, huh? Click right the fuck off. Because your chance, the people that were on the channel, their chance to ride this wave that already took off was when everybody was super annoyed with hit the like, but people were laughing. They thought it was great. I remember having this conversation with you, and I remember being like, what the fuck? I don't even understand. And I literally told you guys, you're probably better off backing away. Well, a couple of them one of my monitors I love dearly went to that side. It's okay. She'll find her way back, but it won't be for a few months. So if you didn't ascend in this wave, guys, it's okay. I don't want to discourage you. All my spirituals did. But newbies, you could have. But if you know you didn't, do the best you can so you don't miss your next opportunity. You want to sit there depressed. Why did it go like that? Well, I guess it's over and blah, 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 blah. Think about your own reaction. Not yours, theirs. They should be thinking about the repercussions of the actions they didn't go towards. The truths they didn't want to tell. So there's nothing really up for discussion, whether it's a family member, whether it's an ex. It's really not up for discussion. And that's simply how Spirit's saying it. It's not me not being compassionate towards certain things. That is just not up for discussion. So if you're communicating here and there, just use your best discernment, guys, is really what it boils down to. So that whole particular scenario for those who are popping on like, I'm not really sure. Go watch the previous video. It will explain it so you know what we're talking about. Because I don't want to discuss the whole entire thing. I'm just pinpointing. There's plenty of other pinpoints in the previous video that links to this one without me talking for 25 minutes and repeating exactly what I said before. I'd rather bring up the new points and you guys can take off from there for those who haven't caught the first one. But again, if you're just popping on because you're getting out of work and you're like, oh, I'd rather watch this, then that's fine. Just go watch that one first so you have more of an idea of what I'm talking about. Previously, in a couple other reads, this hangman came out and I had told you guys that this hangman's going to be around for a while. This hangman's going to be around for about 3 months because this is Jack and Sue. This high priestess, which is Diane, or the right Jacks, okay? This is you. If someone has come into the picture within the last couple weeks, that is not the real Jack. Okay, which you'd probably know just by conversation. How many of you have experienced that yet? So with this high priestess energy, you have metamorphosis, okay? I knew somebody was going to say that, and if that's the case, you have something major coming. I just don't know what it is, but it has to do with what's kind of meant to happen for you next, according to Ascension. You know how some people are just, they don't need to be with anybody. They don't need that. Like, honestly, like in 4 years, I've dated, but I never had anything steady. Can you say that's kind of the same thing? It's not, but it is, right? Because if we really were supposed to get in a commitment or we were supposed to do this, like things would have flowed the way it did. But if you've been like single, there's something coming in, and there's a reason why that whole celibacy for 4 years, that 4-year cycle has been a thing. Some of you might be the type that, and don't take it personally because I don't really know how to word it, but not extra emotional, not necessarily clingy, but borderline to those. Like you get so wrapped up in a relationship or so wrapped up in nurturing a situation, or you get so wrapped up, you easily forget to take care of you. So please don't take that personally. If that is the case, and you've had that experience, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's because you have something big coming in, and it was meant for you to be celibate. It was that you had to experience that. And I know a majority of you, there's probably been a shit ton of fucking growth in the last 4 years, and especially in the last year, being with somebody or not being with somebody. Okay. So, again, the same two cards. There's a major metamorphosis going on. And with this metamorphosis coming in between the hangman and the high priestess, you have to transcend first. I don't know why, but you do. So as you transcend and you get to where Spirit wants you to exactly be, then things are it's going to be way different. So there's something you have to complete first or start where an energy could never come in and their opinion would matter. And I know that sounds harsh, but when it comes to your ascension and where you're going to end up spiritually, the right person wouldn't come in and try to change your perspective on things anyway. But some of the Jacks or Sues might be persistent for months and months and months. Okay. Or you're right, Jack and Diane will come together after you've gone through this ascension. In the next 3 months, my troops, you are going to be different people. Some of you people will not even be able to relate to you anymore, or you won't relate to work anymore. It will be something where something that has not changed in the last few years will change. Spirit doesn't want anybody to get discouraged during these transitions because they are harsh and they are emotional, and our brains can go from one aspect to another. So there's always going to be the roller coaster of up and downs. It's not going to be always happy-go-lucky because, it's not raining Skittles and bubblegum. Okay? So the next couple years are going to be heavy. So eventually, if we already know the next couple years are going to be really heavy, no way in HELL are they going to send a low vibing energy to come in and mesh with you when you're helping the universe heal. Right? Wouldn't be too smart. So in the next 3 months, we are all drastically going to shift. And it's a good thing, right? If this fake Jack right now ends up being your real Jack, you sure as fuck is not even going to see that for months. And right now, you're good with that. And in 3 months, you're probably thinking to yourself right now, like, you're going to be a whole different person. Like, if you re-engage in this, that's because Jack ascended. Not because Diane waited. Because if you're waiting, you're not creating. Stuff with you needs to be aligned properly with enough time without interference by somebody who just wants self-comfort. Okay. There's no time for that type of interference. I don't know what type of wave I'm on, but we're on it together. And if light language is one of the next steps, that's massive. Okay. So it's not if, it is one of the next steps. Your life will be different. You're going to keep ascending. You're now going to stop picking up on things that we didn't pick up before. We could have questioned, but with this ascension and what we're experiencing even right now is more than an inner knowing. We see it so clearly. We know where Jack and Sue are. Whether Jack and Sue are together or not together, whether it's just Jack or it's just Sue, it doesn't matter. It's both of them, and something is not clicking for them. So why would you come in and try to make something click? And this energy is really upset. There's certain energies that really want to talk, be with you, family member X, whatever it is. But that's a codependency. You can't have codependency in the fifth dimension. That we're trying to wipe out codependency in the fourth dimension. That's why this is happening in waves as we wrap up the third dimension going into the fourth dimension. So codependency is the first thing that's got to go. Else, a majority of people wouldn't ascend. It's all about us raising our vibrations to heal the universe. And ultimately, at the end of the day, you're going to live a much happier, healthy life. So this transformation needs to take place. You're both you're both going through a transformation. It's in the middle of each of them, but in different ways. It's not a train ride you could have took together, because Diane wouldn't have excelled. Not when somebody wants to overpower Diane. Right? There is energy that's just after your money too and is looking at you as a golden ticket. You right now, if you've been celibate for 4 years, then this probably wouldn't apply to you. But for those who have been dating off and on, or people look at you, it can apply to you if you're on social media and certain stuff like that. But it's the wrong jack, and it's the wrong multiple jacks wanting to come in, and it's more of a profit looking at you as potential. They want to get their little claws into you before you hit what you hit, whether it's a lottery, whether it's a promotion, whether you start your own business. If you guys have talked about potential, you've talked about certain stuff, they know. Okay. And you also know that that's one of the main things of them wanting to collaborate and do this and that. And you don't need them. You don't need anybody. You're solo. Solo missions. So if somebody comes in and tries to persuade you, you work better with this, you work better with that. I guess it really just depends if it's somebody you really don't know. But if it's someone you absolutely do know, and it's a situation of somebody that you dated and there was some type of intimacy connection, and they're in a shit ton of karma right now, do you think that's the wisest fucking move to make? And why on earth would you collaborate with somebody who is in a contract with other people? A marriage, a business contract, whatever it is. Up their mother's ass, vice versa. Mama's boy, however it rolls, right? And some of you that have been single for this long, you don't know if that person from 4 or 5 fucking years ago is not going to be the one to come back. They can come back because they didn't make the Ascension train. If anybody comes back and wants to hook up and date, and you know this person, you've been intimate with them before, if they come in within these 3 months, it is not the real Jack. Trust me. It doesn't matter if you haven't heard from them in 8 years. They didn't get on the Ascension train. See what I'm saying? So why the fuck would you entertain that? You're going to sit back and be like, well, I haven't heard from him or her in 5 years. So, maybe I can entertain it. That's when you're going to get tested. You don't need to get tested. Spirit and your guides are not sending this energy to you. They're not trying to fucking test you anymore. Congratulations, stamped. You passed the test. The only way you're going to fall off this Ascension train is if you do it yourself because of lack. Now, if you want to hit somebody up because you're horny, that's probably okay. If you can be that person. I'm thinking it might be okay. I don't know. Right? But I can't imagine you'd want to do it with the same person that has let you down and fucked you over. Because that would be pretty fucking stupid. Right? If it's a complete stranger, guys, and you're open to dating and you're not letting it consume you and you're not trying to tie the knot, then absolutely play it out. Because you don't know if it's part of another contract. But if it's the same energy that you've already messed with or fucked with, heck no. Okay? Any questions? Because I'm trying to make this real clear. I want you guys, if you actually have questions, because Spirit and our guides are not trying to have any of us at all fall off this train. Else we wouldn't be having this conversation. Certain stuff, a lot of people want to keep secret. There's no reason to keep this stuff secret from anybody. In 3 months, this person might not even want to be with you anymore. Because you might be way too out of this world for this person to even like wrap their fucking head around it. You know? And if they still want to be with you in 3 months and there's certain things and you guys click or you just happen to bump into each other, whatever the case may be, that's different. Because by then, you've already let go of resentment and certain stuff. You've shifted your life. You already look at it as over. The opportunity was there. You didn't take it. Not going to read through the lines. Not going to cater to you. We know exactly what's happening with Jack or Sue. We are not stupid. We are not naive. We've done our karma. We know exactly what this energy is going through. Now is not the time to debate it or go back and forth. This person's just going to be like, you don't know what you're talking about. Don't they all? Okay. So, again, like any questions? Anything that has disappointed you in the last 3, anyone who has disappointed you within the last 3 months is what you're asking? Or last year? Basically, if you've ever been disappointed or felt fucked over or stabbed in the back from somebody in the last year, do not even bother in the next 3 months. Because the only reason this energy is coming back, and this is the truth, and it could be hurtful, but the only reason this energy is coming back is because you ascended and they did not. So they are lonely. There's lessons to be learned. They have a codependency, or they're addicted to you. There's many different reasons. Even if you're the one, they still have to snap out of the perspective of you. And they haven't done that, or they would have been on the same ride with us here and now. And even if they're real close, it wasn't close enough. Spirit knows, their guides know if they would have cut it or not. There's no maybes slipping through the fucking crack of the universal system when it comes to ascension. You can slip through the cracks of the governmental freaking system in the matrix, but you're not going to be slipping through the fucking cracks or trying to manipulate your way back into a certain person's life who has ascended. Guys, this could be your parent, this could be your brother, it could be your best friend, but you would have enough of that situation because it's been so karmic for a really long time, and you know it's like butting heads, you get nowhere. It's reciprocal. Keep repeating the same shit. And then it's like they want you to come back, and it's like, for what? For what? So I can hold your hand? So you think you can manipulate me sexually? There's so many different ways, right? So that's why I'm saying some people are not going to like this message. Especially for the ones that just pop in here and there. I'll definitely lose you viewers for that one. I don't care. But I don't think I have too many of viewers like that of you on my channel. You're all on the same ride. Because people aren't going to like the way I read if they're not on the same fucking wave as us. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. So I don't think there's too many of them. Right? Those ones bounced off when I started waking up and bringing things to your attention. Because they took the easier route. And that happens. Jack and Sue took the easier route. Who wants to deal with pain? Who wants to feel left out? Who wants to feel abandoned? Who wants, So, now if you come across a completely stranger, and even if it's a past life soulmate or someone hooks you up, this and that, just, again, use your best discernment. You know what I mean? Because they could have ascended as well. Feel it out. Test the waters. You know, you're more than welcome to test the waters. And not only that, it could be way more than just testing the waters. It could be a life partner. It could be a business partner. It could be way more than you could even imagine. That's if it's a new person. Somebody from 8 years ago betrayed you, stabbed you in the back, hurt you. Yeah, people fucking grow up. But in the next 3 months, they are not coming back to apologize and say, I'm sorry. They would have, no. They're coming back because they're lonely. They could feel bad and want to apologize for how things went down, but that apology is a little too late. If you have even received an apology. Even a family member. You want to call a truce? Go ahead. But keep your distance for a good 3 months. And I know that's hard because if that was my sister or somebody like on a certain kick, it's like, ugh, that sucks. But it's life. And if you have to interact for certain reasons, say they babysit your kid or whatever the case may be, you keep that interacting real short. Yeah, life's way too short to be rowing somebody else's boat. Somebody thought the grass was greener on the other side when they were talking to you. So now they can realize that grass was fucking dead. And they can sit there and they can learn. And I know that sounds harsh. And some people that are trolls or some people, that person I was with ever watched this video. Yeah, hurtful, certain stuff, but that's fucking life. That's life. You had ample fucking opportunity. You missed the wave. I'm going to listen to spirit before I listen to a smooth talker. And what have you accomplished when I clearly know what's going down in your life? And it's not just because of the cards. And I don't listen to gossip and heard it through the grapevine. I don't need to play walkie-talkie with friends. We've ascended. When you ascend, you know exactly what's going down. So do you really want to deal with somebody being like, you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about, you got it all wrong? I'm pretty sure all 3 of those are on the list of narcissism. I remember one time someone kept calling me a narcissist, and I was like, you don't even know what the fuck that means, because you would not be calling me a fucking narcissist. So I found an emoji, and I've sent it. I think I even posted it on my community page. There's like 20 sayings. He has said every single one of those sayings to me via text. You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. You got it all wrong. We've all heard it. It's life, guys. So if you just dealt with that a few months ago, why on earth would you think they ascended? Jack can be amazing. Sue can be amazing. They are not amazing together, and it's just not clicking. So if it's not clicking with them because the two of them are not truthful with certain stuff, why the fuck would you even chance clicking with that energy again? All that has to be dismissed. Let go. The past stays in the past. You have to fully move on. They have to fully move on. Jack and Sue need to fully move on. Jack and Diane, whether you're meant to be or not, need to fully move on. If you're meant to be, it will realign at a later date. Right now, it is over. That's it. And if it is meant to be, and it is a life partner, and there is certain reasons for everything, I would not even consider it for 3 months. It doesn't matter if Jack and Diane are meant to be. If Jack and Diane are meant to be, they can't work through that right now in the middle of an ascension and them not clearing up with their karma and the two of them being dishonest with each other. Where does that leave you? You have zero fucking loyalty to this person. Their loyalty does not fucking lie with you. Don't get tricked by Slick Rick. Don't get tricked by somebody who thinks they're Slick Rick. Just because they miss you and they love you does not mean it is time to work on anything with them. Because right now they're not even working through their own shit because they're looking for you. They're looking to you to comfort them. How far is that going to get you guys? It's not going to get you anywhere. It doesn't make them a bad person. It's just they have to do the work that you've already done. And you did it on your own. It's one of those life lessons, and they'll be doing it on their own with their life lesson. Because they chose not to do it with you when they had ample opportunity to ride it out with you. But they didn't have the guts. So they will learn that alone. Just like a majority of us did. It's not because you're better. It's not necessarily because you ascended. It's because the way things played out. Their loyalty does not lie with you. Not fully, and that doesn't cut it. When they have loyalty that still lies with toxic individuals, you have zero shot of making a difference. So yeah, it's going to be real hard for these Jack and Sues. But if they really are your person or whatever the case may be, right now it's going to piss them off and upset them. But 6 months or more, it's going to start clicking. And then this maybe, I don't want to be with her. Then they'll go even further. They'll learn more lessons. You know? And by the time that 6 month is up, that some of you 6 months, by the time that 3 months is up, the lighting, you won't be holding as much resentment. They won't be coming at you with the same fucking shit. They'll be more than willing to be loyal. That's in tighter than tight can be. So, light bulbs need to go off, guys. So I want to make sure you guys are fully aware of where other people are. And I really truly believe you are. I'm just saying it again for you guys so it's real clear. In case you're like, because I always touch base on things little here, and there. I've never really put it all together like this regarding this. And I'm going to pull a little more on this, but with the High Priestess and the Hangman, but that's what it is. And I'm telling you, every time Jack and Sue, whether it's your mother, whether it's an ex, they're going back in the deck. They don't belong on the table. And I'm not sorry if that's too harsh for some people to accept right now. And it's going to be real harsh for some people. Because they're very selfish right now, only thinking of themselves. They're lonely. They want you. They miss you. Yeah. Well, when you were lonely and you wanted and you missed them and you were crying and you tried umpteen times, they pushed you away. And it's not an eye for an eye. If you were to go back right now, this person would not learn because they truly don't appreciate you right now. They're not capable of truly appreciating you right now because of all the karmic stuff that's going on in their life. And they're dealing with somebody who has a lot of karma, and they're allowing that energy to still hold them back, whether it's done or not. It might not be their karma anymore because they're doing the right thing, but they're not seeing it through because they're still allowing that energy to impact their decisions on moving forward. So they're not quite ready, like I said, for Ascension, and Spirit's not quite ready. And again, there's going to be different ways of ascension over the next couple years. And I don't know, do you consider it a privilege that we were part of the first wave? Yeah, without sounding shitty. Yeah. But guys, we did a lot of work to deserve this. And that doesn't mean that the people on the next wave didn't do the work, because they have to do the work to get there. But I'm telling you, we made the first wave. So we're more than just here to do nothing. Does that make sense? Like, we're here to actually impact in ways that we're very aware of, or in ways we're not aware of. But if you made the first round of wake-ups, that says a lot. Guys, do not take that lightly. That's humongous. That's you ready to step into your mission. That's you ready to continue to have a better life. I mean, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. And it was not fucking easy. So whatever you did to make the first ride is part of your Dharma. Things only get better. We all deserve the ascension, guys. But my theory, my thought on it, or theory, it's got to be a big deal if we made the first wave. There has to be something about our auras, our beings, that impact the waves to come, that help the other people get on those waves. So within the next 3 months, it's going to be drastic. You're going to see drastic dips and drastic uprisings, because those people are going to want to jump on the next wave. And you don't even have to be borderline almost there. You could be at your lowest, but you listen to light language or something else, and you choose to wake up and you push through and you do this. You're going to be welcome on that wave as well. So we all deserve the wave, and it's coming at different times. But knowing we made the first wave is kind of telling me there's something extremely important that we are here to do, whether we figured it out or we haven't. It will come to you soon. Some of you might be at the end of October. It could be certain portals. Guys, you could think you're doing nothing, but you can be a transmitter and you can open portals. You can close portals. You can go to a certain location and raise that vibration, because they're going to take your energy. You'll probably realize you feel pretty depleted afterwards, but you're replenished. You will get replenished for the next thing you do. If you're a traveler, they're going to take advantage of people that are travelers. They're going to take advantage of certain things that's going to benefit them. But what they take from you is going to be replenished. And some of you, it might be so subtle, you don't even notice it. I can't stress that enough. That's not me trying to convince you that you're so important. You are completely important in the roles, in the upcoming roles. So all the hard work that I've done and we've done, the sweat, the tears, multiple times, patterns, helping spirit, helping ourselves, knowing when to step out, certain stuff. This is part of that reward. This is the beginning. This is part of it. This is part of your Dharma. It's all starting now. So I don't know what every part of somebody will have or to do, but you're all part of the same, you're all part of the soul group. Star seeds, certain stuff. I think the first round is like 144,000. And I think that's from each planet, from each starseed group. Like if you're from like Atlantis, you're from the Pleiadians, like that. That's a shit ton. That's going to add up to at least 1 million that are on this wave. Slowly but surely. It can't be too drastic, guys. And I don't know if every wave's going to come in 3, 6, 9. I don't know how that's going to work. I feel like the first wave started about 6 weeks ago. 8 weeks to 6 weeks ago. So now it's like slowly waking up, seeing it, putting it together. Things were foggy. I guarantee in the last week, things have been coming a lot more clearer, and we're starting to put things together now. So for somebody to come at you with such foolishness and you don't know what you're talking about is just a waste of everybody's time right now. You know? So, I know for me, the minute I started speaking something, to see the green dot, to certain things, like it's just escalated. But it's also since I stopped with the work and I said I've been home and I've been like Cookie Monster since I've been home. And maybe that's exactly what it needed for me to just like not be running around with like a head with the chicken cut off, whatever that expression is. You know what I mean? Like I had dinner plans tonight. I completely spaced. I had to cancel. And I couldn't even reschedule for tomorrow because I already have dinner plans for tomorrow. I felt like such an asshole. So just lots going on. And tomorrow's my last full day to have a good meal, chit chat with you guys. Get in the morning. I got like 6 things to do. I'll probably be on late morning, 11ish. Definitely by 11ish. I don't think my morning starts I leave the house at 7. So, and then I want to get in weekend read. And then I might come on. Did I be at the hospital for 11 on Thursday? No, I probably won't come on Thursday morning before surgery. I'm just thinking to myself, I might just because like anxiety wise and maybe chit chat with you guys, but probably not. So tomorrow really, right? So I'm going to get out weekend energy tomorrow and hopefully I'll return the following week. I will let you guys know how surgery went once I'm kosher. You know what I mean? Like Thursday night, I'll shoot you guys on the community channel. Had her surgery, you know. I know plenty of you would be worried about little stuff and just be in the back of your head. So I would definitely soothe those thoughts. You know, don't panic if you don't hear from me until Friday morning. You know what I mean? Sedation, all that stuff. So, but I will definitely try, like if I'm coherent and awake and not all sedated, I will definitely leave you guys a message. So we'll do that. And then, yeah, so should be with you the beginning of the following week for a little bit here and there, even if I'm sitting in bed or whatnot, you know. Used to do plenty of bed reads. It's the Cancer in me. So, like I said, like even ever since I saw the green light, guys, it's just boom, 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 right? So a majority of you, I think, you have your own little thing and a realization like the conversation we're having now, but also when the light language starts. So like, don't feel like, oh, I don't really feel anything yet. Like I got goosebumps. It's like that. It was like that for me too with certain stuff bouncing all over the place. I feel like a fucking ding, 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 you know, that's perfectly normal. And when it does hit, it's going to trickle. But there's something with later October with some of you guys, but there's going to be a major transformation with you guys before that anyway, with the light language alone. Some of you might start traveling or doing certain stuff towards the end of October, early November. Okay. So, and it's fall. I love fall. So we can briefly touch base on this. I will tell you it's pretty much everything we just discussed. Be aware when you're watching other readers. I really feel like when we were talking earlier, good reminder, Grace. This too shall pass. You want to know what somebody used to tell me all the time? And I was like, I found it so annoying, but it ends up being the truth, is maybe all in due time. You think I would know it at the tip of my tongue, on the top of my head, but all in due time. It's something like that. Just like this too shall pass, right? So I think that's what it is, all in due time. Or one day at a time. It definitely wasn't one day at a time. But I think the word time was definitely in it. So whatever this metamorphosis is has to transpire before the hangman energy. But it's way more than just Jack or Sue, guys. So let's read on it. I almost wonder if I should grab another deck, only because the hangman and the high priestess are both out. But no, not necessarily, because they'd probably just come out of the other deck too. So let's see what this deck and the other deck want to say. Stay grounded. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated for the next 3 months the best you can, guys. An extra bottle of water. You don't have to overdo it. But the ascension process doesn't stop. Once you start, it doesn't stop. So if you're getting like an upgrade or a certain transmission or something like that, there's certain days you can feel more tired or dehydrated, right? So just kind of stay on top of that for the next couple months. Try to eat clean, stay clean until at least the holidays. But holidays at different times for everybody. But until at least maybe October is what I'm hearing. The cleaner you eat, the cleaner with stuff. And don't over clean, guys. We talked about this earlier. You need some bacteria. But if you don't tend to like those little applesauce packs that I was eating the other day, go to the grocery store, have one every other day. That alone will help Ascension. It will help certain stuff, will help vegetables, you know. Again, you don't got to go health crazy, but be conscious. Obviously, still have the pasta, still have the bread, still have dessert. Like, don't deprive yourself. I hope that makes sense. Okay. But it is easier for downloads and certain stuff when you're more energized. See what I'm saying? So, like, don't overdo it at the gym. Don't like, oh, I want to lose an extra 2 pounds. Like, what's the fucking 2 pounds, guys? Enjoy the fucking meal. Enjoy the vacation. You know? Now, if you're comatosing yourself and eating bags of chips and going through a bag of chips every day, then it's going to be a lot harder to ascend. Like you're still on the ascension wave, no matter big, tall, large, small, too skinny, but like malnourished and just, you know, overdoing it with addictions, not going to cut it. Guys, I have a donut every day for fucking breakfast. I'm still on the ascension train. Okay, so don't panic. Okay, I still have a little handful of chips almost every night as like a snack. It's not excessive. I'm not overeating. I'm not binge eating, because I used to have a habit of doing that. I haven't found myself doing that in a little while because of my energy shift. Right? So just be mindful, but don't like stress out over it. Just a little extra veggies when you know you're not really big on veggies, but you like carrots or you like spinach. Next time you go to the grocery store, get some spinach and just incorporate it. You know how quick it is to steam a whole bag of fucking spinach? You can put that all in your mouth with 2 bites and just swallow it. You don't even have to chew. You can literally hold your breath. Just little things like that. You're putting in that little extra effort, right? So, again, do not stress. Just, you know, it is easier to transcend. Okay. So, you know, oh my God, I should do this, I should do that. No, fuck no. If I'm in the grocery store and a warm fuck Italian loaf comes out or ciabatta bread, that shit is gone before I leave the grocery store. My list on things for like the grocery store tomorrow, like the meat market, is like oh my God, it's so good. It's like, it's an artichoke, spinach, and Parmesan dip. And the Parmesan is like the fresh Parmesan. It's not like the sprinkle. And it's like whipped. It is like one of the best things I ever had. And a fresh warm loaf of bread. You know, it's with certain crackers. So guys, like, again, don't panic. But obviously, can't eat a whole loaf of bread every single day. You guys get what I'm saying? Yeah. This particular brand, though, is amazing. But I love bread. Carbs are like my favorite. My mom came across this. It's a new brand, and it's amazing. Boar's Head makes an amazing hummus. It's hard to find, but if you can find it, spend the extra $2. It's healthier too. But anywho, let's get off of that. Oh, you know what my mom just bought me? The little turtles. The little turtles I love. The pecan clusters. She's like, I bought you some turtles. I was like, you know, so again, guys, don't panic. Just, if you can get some extra veggies in, get some extra veggies in. Okay. All right. Let's do this, Brutus. Yeah, I've noticed with certain stuff too, guys. Like she said, my body started rejecting this. Like I used to crave certain chips or certain stuff, like, and I'm like, oh. And there's been like 2 mornings I didn't get donuts, or I got donuts, but I didn't eat them. So it's just like little things I've noticed like that too. Like the bad habits of the eating have really. I'm an emotional eater. What do you call that? An emotional binge eater, emotional, like, I'm an emotional eater. What do you call that? Am I saying it right? I think there's a word for it. I forget what it's called. But I absolutely eat my feelings without even realizing I'm eating my feelings, you know? And I haven't done that in a while either. Once I've separated myself from a lot of things that I knew were like toxic, but not to like certain points, or even if I'm like, nope, I'm not engaging, like my life just drastically changed. And I was already aware of that anyway. I've done that very well in the last year and a half with certain things, people, best friends. Bye. Not entertaining this. You can think what you want. I didn't ask you to be the leader of the fucking wolf pack. I'm not your fucking wolf. I didn't ask. You know? So, once people start doing that, and people don't want to do that, you know, things in your life become a lot more kosher and healthier. And bad habits and patterns just kind of go away without you really even having to work on them. Because those are all coping mechanisms, you know? So, I know people have really hard time doing that. And I know this, though, some of you that watch, you know, still have a hard time. You know where you're doing the right thing, but it's still hard to cope. I do feel like some of you, like, because it's your soul calling you home. So I do feel in this case, some of my OGs made the wave, which is ironic because if you're not an OG, I don't even know if that's a thing, but your soul is calling you home. It knows the struggle. So if you're doing the right thing, but you don't want to do the right thing, but you're acknowledging the right thing, you're accepting it, but you're still struggling, you still made the wave. Does that make sense? The ones who didn't make the wave are the ones that are just like fighting it and fighting it and fighting it. And you don't know what you're talking about. You're fucking crazy. It didn't go down like that. You have no idea what you're talking about. Those are the ones that didn't make the wave. Okay? So just know if you're an OG and you're wondering, you're questioning it, you made the wave. It took me a minute to spit that out because I didn't know what they were trying to tell me to interpret. So if some of you feel like you didn't, or certain stuff, or you're questioning, did I or did I not, or do I deserve it, or this, no, your soul wants to go home, and it knows your soul. It knows if your soul is going to shift into the right scenario. Okay. So, for those, there had to have been a few of you that needed that message. Just because you could be struggling for the last 4 years and you're like, I don't know my ass from my elbow. But you have faith, you know you want to go home, you're accepting things, you're trying to live your life, you're being kosher, you're being a decent human being. You made the fucking wave. Okay? You might need a little counseling along the way, but you made the wave. All right? So no worries. Don't panic. We're not perfect. All right. You made the wave. Okay? You made the wave. And even the ones that make the wave the next time around, you know, they might not even want to come your way, and you might not even want to come your way then because you're in the midst of something. But again, if you've both ascended, rights and wrongs, right things are discussed, you guys are going to be fine. But people can't look back and be like, oh, my, it's just 3 more months. You're screwed. Go watch another YouTuber. I don't know when the next Ascension is. You know? There could be one in between that. All I know is that what's on my board is in that ranking, is in that league, that wave. Okay? I don't know if because the first wave ascended first, I don't think it's like you're always up a few on somebody. I don't think it's like that. I think once we all reach a certain level of vibration, we're all equal. So ultimately, it really doesn't matter what wave you're on. The only reason why it matters right now is because you're the first wave, and you can't let the ones on the following waves come crashing in right now to your wave. See what I'm saying? You can't mesh the first wave right now. There's another million coming in 3 months, 4 months. Does that make sense? So to be quite honest with you, Spirit's going to make sure you're doing what you're doing. And with you being the high priestess, I don't think you're going to have time. You're definitely going to have time for fun, right? Because this is part of your Dharma. But I don't even think you're going to want to even entertain scenarios that just like, you know, have not changed. And even if you're an empath, I'm still not worried about you. Because you're just looking at a situation like, and that's where you're at. Right? So you're not better or have anything on anyone else for the next 6 months. They'll take you off the train. Okay? But I hope that makes sense the way I explained it. Like they don't get an early pass onto the train. You can't sneak them on the train. You can't try to like, oh, it's only a couple weeks. Like, no. Both of your lives will be different in 3 months. Evaluate the situation then if it comes about. It's going to be hard for some of you because if they're truly ascending, you're going to see differences in effort in certain stuff in the next 3 months that's going to make you things that make you go, But I think you're going to be too busy with certain stuff that, or there's still going to be a little resentment. So it really depends on where you're at and when that has cleared out for you as well. Just because it clears for the other person does not mean certain stuff is cleared for you. Does that make sense? So say something comes back years later. You're not in the same headspace. You're not taking it personally. Life goes on. You didn't hold a grudge. You're not down to retaliate. Get what I'm saying? That takes time to get there. So even if they ascend in 3 months or 4 months, You could be looking at 6 months for you. I don't know. That's why it's not one of these things where you're looking at it like it's temporary. You can't do that. And I don't think you guys are. Or you wouldn't be here with this video, I don't think. You could be here watching this video, but not on the train, right? So, and if you're angry, you probably clicked off the video. Eventually, if you were to watch this video 6 weeks from now, it will make so much sense to you. Because even with a little bit of like individuals learning, certain things won't trigger you like they would now, right? I'm just like, it's like it's the Gemini. I can keep going and phrase it in different ways for you guys. I know what that's like. They do that to benefit you guys, not to benefit me. But I don't mind because I'm a gabber and I came on YouTube because I know I think differently than other people. So if you get a different analogy, you might be like, that was weird. I got the first one. Well, the first person might not got the first one and they got the second one. It just love me. It just love me. All right. All right, y'all. So, now there's a big transformation going on between the both of you. This type of transformation is clear. This type of transformation is not clear. Not a bad thing. It's just where you're at. Okay? And for this energy to be like, oh, well, did it? Like, no. Somebody might really piss you off in the next couple of weeks, a few weeks. I'm seeing 2, or piss off a Pisces. Something, because it's like nagging, consistent. It's something. But I think that's either Jack or Sue, so we don't really need to go there. In regards, I'm wondering how I should break this down, because I know it's going to be the Hangman and the High Priestess are going to be out for the next couple months. I think the bigger thing is, I think the majority of the 2 will be the Hangman. And the Hangman is not going to be the red. It would be read as, yep, this person needs to change perspective, see something, something's got to click. But not in the normal sense. You might even notice readers being like hung up or quiet for a second when this card comes out, because they might notice they feel something, but they don't know how to put it quite into words. And then they'll go into like the reading, but you're going to be able to tell if they're questioning what they're reading. You're going to start picking up on stuff like that, guys. Your senses, your intuition has been turned up a notch. You're going to start seeing it clear. That's also kind of, you might not want to get too wrapped up in their readings too, because that's also a red flag. And I know that's going to suck for some of you that really like certain people. But if you can watch and realize what's happening, and you're fully aware, and you're only picking up on the knowledge that feels right for you, then you're going to be okay. Again, I feel like I'm going to have to tap into this a little bit more. I think we're just kind of touching on the very beginning of the Hanged Man energy. And I think the Hangman energy is going to be now referring to the next wave. Does that make sense? Caught the wave, the next wave. I know there's something else. I just don't quite know what it is. And I want to get one more lozenger. I feel like this is like the first round of readings for the Hangman. But I don't know, to be quite honest with you, if the Hangman will be chilling on my board because of where I go next. Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know if the Hangman's going to chill on my board like that. Other readers, yes. Definitely September, October. Us, probably not so much come October. And it's not because they backed away. It's not like that. We can't look at this as Jack, okay, or Sue. It's just, it's the next wave. But, and I say I feel like it's off by October for us because we'll probably be adapting into what the light language and symbols and sigils, and okay. So if you're watching other readers, just know the Hangman is representing the next wave, and the next wave is not for at least 3+ months, which I feel is like more like 5, but so there could be one right before the 4-month mark, and there could be one at the 6-month mark. Because it's not before the 3 months, but it's not after the 6. So I don't know if that means there's 2 waves or just one. Okay. Conflicts. Whether it's for other people or whether it's just with themselves. Thrown in a battle that we've all experienced and that we still experience. Doesn't just go away. High Priestess comes with the Peace card. Okay. So I almost feel like Spirit saying it's enough said. I almost just shut down the read. But because we don't really need to know what's happening here. If somebody's not ascending, we know exactly where somebody's at. So there's not much to really follow through with that. The High Priestess is the inner peace because of the work you've done. We know there's a big transformation, metamorphosis going on for both people. But right now, like I said, with the first wave, it's part of the Dharma. So you're going to be more at peace with things. This wave's not there yet. So there's still going to be mental conflict or conflict between others We'll always have that conflict here and there, guys, but it's not going to be anything you're going to really engage in. You're going to come across it, obviously, but you know, you can walk away from it, you know. And this, it's people around you too. It's an adjustment, especially for older people, younger people. It's an adjustment. Society, things going on in the world, it's an adjustment. You know, the people on this wave are going to feel more at peace, more at home, because we're fully aware of what's happening in the matrix. They will get here in 4 months. Okay. You can't stop the process. So it's like a baby learns to crawl before they walk. Some go right into walking. So maybe that was a bad analogy, because these steps can't be skipped. But they go from breast milk or formula before solid foods, right? No one's skipping the steps and chewing up steak for their baby and hoping that, you know, the little tummy can digest it and hoping it's not going to choke going down the windpipe. Okay. So it's one of those steps that can't be skipped. I wouldn't interfere, guys. You don't play a part here. You're the high priestess. That alone tells me you do not play a part here. It's not your job to hold somebody's hand while they go through what they need to go through. They will be in alignment with you, for whoever this is, to you, in 3+ months. Okay? Not a long time. A lot can change. They might not even want to come back for the ones that are still pushy right now, or vice versa, right? You might not want it either. But again, if there's a contract to be had, or a life partnership, whatever it is for you, then when something isn't aligned, you're not going to feel the same way you feel now towards each other. You won't have harsh feelings, resentment, whatever it is you may be like, yeah, you know. I think a majority of just like, is what it is. No point talking about it, talking through it. Work, like, we all know we're the high priestess energy, guys. So that's why I'm like, how do I want to read this? Because it's clear. And I think everything I just said is just depicting the same thing that's on the board. We don't need to know what their conflict is. We don't need to understand what peace is. So the only thing I'm going to do here is pull a Ganesha card from Metamorphosis. And it's, in all reality, it can be read, the same card could be read for no matter who you are, no matter what side you are, because a metamorphosis is a metamorphosis. If you're not doing your inner work, then you probably wouldn't even relate to the card. I got a sharp pain in my back, so I don't know if someone's about to be laid out. It's almost like a stabbing pain. When I got off YouTube the other day, I forgot to switch out glasses and I was walking around. I literally made myself like dizzy. I was like, why do things look weird, or I'm not seeing right? Because with these glasses, they're like, it's like I don't have glasses on my face. I can't really see or read with them, but I can still see clearer than I wouldn't if I didn't have them on. So it threw me off because I forgot to take them off. I just want to explain and get a better idea of the metamorphosis, because we all know kind of where we're at. But again, no matter who you are, there's always obstacles. Even if you feel like it's not your obstacle, but an energy comes your way, you still have to find a way to maneuver around it or draw a line in the sand. See what I'm saying? So in all reality, it's how you want to interpret this one card for what it is you're personally going through. Although I'm not connecting with them. This is like one of my favorite decks. It's the easiest one to connect with. I gotta choose a different deck, guys. It's the first time that ever happened. I'm kind of bummed, but I'm not bummed. It's only temporary. This is Hinduism. And when I connect to this, I tell you I connect to this. And I think, welcoming in new energies, it's just my focus is it's just the energy I'm working with right now. So to bring in a different energy right this second associated with a religion or a belief is clearly not going to work for me. It might personally work for me if I sit back and hold the deck and for me, but I'm not positive. So I think it has a lot to do with the fact that it is Hinduism belief. And the galactic loves any belief, guys. It's not like that. It's just, I don't think it wants to disconnect me right this second. That's all. So we'll go with this one from Metamorphosis. And I would do my best not to take it personally. And I love that deck, but I get it. It kind of makes sense. Message from afar. That's pretty. That's pretty. Looks very pixelated. Okay. Messages from afar. Have the courage to live in your dream. Let it unfold from within your soul. Let all unfold from in your soul. Listen to your inner voice. Be yourself. Do what your heart asks you to do. Live, speak, and breathe your truth. Every situation you find yourself in is here to help you grow, love, and have wisdom. Always make the most of life. Focus on what it is you have versus what you don't. Be grateful. Show compassion for those less fortunate than you. Smile more often. Dance when no one is watching. Think about your internal soul. Think about the entirety. Think about heaven. Remember to smell the roses, to look up at the sky, to feel the earth beneath you and the endless universe that surrounds you and the stars above you. Feel the breeze, the trees, and the love that fills and surrounds you. You are loved unconditionally, no matter what. Think about 1,000 years from now and 1,000,000 years from now. Think about 1,000 years from now and 1,000,000 years from now. I guess it's saying that's how much love is out there. So, again, it's really all about you guys. Have the courage to live your dreams, follow your soul, be yourself, do what your heart, your soul is asking you to do. Live, speak, breathe, be truthful, authenticity. Every situation you find yourself in is helping you heal, it's helping you grow. It's love, it's wisdom. Focus on what you have and not want, don't have. Be more of an optimist than a pessimist. Be grateful. Have compassion towards less people, those less fortunate. So if you're in a low place, think about the ones that are less fortunate. Smile more often. Dance when no one's watching. Think about your soul, what it really, truly wants. Okay. Smell the roses. Look at the sky. Feel the earth beneath you. The endless universe that surrounds you, the stars above you, the breeze, the trees, the love that fills and surrounds you. You are loved unconditionally, no matter what. Even 1,000 years from now and 1,000,000 years from now. So that totally works on both ends. Okay. So, again, your ancestors are with you, galaxies are with you, gods are with you, goddesses are with you. Your guides are with you, right? Again, not one is better than the other. It's just where things are right now. Work on yourself. Continue to do what's best for you to keep that inner peace. You guys are smart. Even the ones that literally didn't make this wave, you are going to be exactly where we are 3 months from now or 6 months from now. That is nothing compared to the lifetime that you deserve to live. I keep getting confused with the glasses. 6 months, whether it's 3 months or 6 months, it's nothing, guys. Honestly. Do what is best for you along the way. Things won't feel as heavy. Because this is where all this conflict is, right? There's only one way out of that. Really do what's best for you. The only thing that's causing conflict is somebody else's opinion or somebody else's thought. Or your own. So, work on it. Again, it's important for me to stress not one is better than the other. But this video is a little harsh because things need to be real clear. That's all. I do feel like for some of you, though, it's like, damn, this high priestess looking over here. It's like, I almost feel like you're a high priestess and this is a guide or somebody else. I'm gonna fuck some shit up. So, oh, I shouldn't be laughing, but I will tell you for some of you, there's like 2 high priestesses and 2 hangmen, right? So I will tell you for some of you, this is the second and third wave. It's not just the second. Because the way the high priestess is looking is you, and I picked up on this earlier the other day in the read. That one's wide awake. To me, I know you see clearly, right? But some of you, I truly feel like that's a protector. It could be a dark angel that came in. It could be a guide. It could be from another galaxy, another dimension. No one's going to disrupt you. You know, that's the way it was looking. And I know I shouldn't have just been like, eh. But I'm just like, oh, wait, damn. Because you could just be finding your peace. Things are just taking place. Things are just, beginning to be kosher. Things are just aligning. And you are highly fucking protected because you're on the wave, right? So this could be the same wave in 2 totally different personalities. One thinking it can outdo the other to get to you. It's either just the next wave or it's wave 2 and 3. But whatever it is, you're on this first wave, and whatever this energy is up to, if this energy is still trying to be manipulative and come in for like money or certain things, this energy right here, this energy is going to tear this energy apart. There's another message. Hold on. Because some of the people that are truly trying to ascend and doing what's best for them are going to make the next wave. If there's 2 different energies, same being or different beings, and those are the ones that are still trying to come at certain people for the wrong reasons or try to take somebody out, that's where that vibe is coming from, the Aries read. And it doesn't have to be an Aries. If this is an energy of somebody trying to take somebody out, you're fucked. I don't even know if you ever make a wave. So there is 2 different energies that are both hung up. It could be as simple as frick or frack. But I think it's round 1 and round 2. I mean, round 2 and round 3. And if it's somebody coming in like, I've really changed my mind to try and trick you, and there's a motive behind it, you're fucked. And in that case, I don't even know if you're going to make round 2. It depends on who's here looking at the high priestess this way. It could be Jack. It could be Sue. I don't know what gender it is. It could be Jack's ex. It can be Sue's ex. See what I'm saying? It can be family conditioning. It could be a grandmother. It could be a mother and a great-grandmother, a mother, a grandmother. Get what I'm trying to say? Because this is about the next wave. But if this is also linked to Aries and someone's trying to take you down, this is saying this energy is going to take this energy down first. I know I probably just made that confusing for some of you, because it is definitely regarding the next wave. So basically, there's only one high priestess and one hangman, if I can try to break this down for you. But then there's another hangman. This hangman would be the one that was in the Aries where you're trying to take down the priestess. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you. There's only one hangman, one high priestess. Only one hangman, one high priestess. This one's watching this one's back. Whatever's linked to the one that's trying to take you down is about to be taken out. And then there's a reference to the next wave. This energy is not going to be taken out. They're already like on board for the next wave. High hopes, high expectations. This energy is not on the next wave. This energy is going to be taken out because it wants to fuck with the high priestess. Whoever's on this first wave has a very important job to do. So somebody with a lot of power is about to eliminate this one. Then they only have to concentrate on the next wave. So there might be a lot of destructive energy in the next 3 weeks. It almost reminds me of like pandemonium. It almost reminds me when Mars merged with Pluto, or when Pluto was at 0 degrees. I'm getting that type of vibe. Not so much for the universe, but really for karmic energy. Okay, so I hope I broke that down a little better for you. Because it's just, both are going through a transformation. One high priestess, technically in 3D, right? One high priestess, even though it's 5D. And then you have the next wave. Whoever is protecting the high priestess, when I was like, I was kind of that threatening energy. That's that high priestess. It's that like, that's that like dark angel, whatever that is. That is also taking out whatever is in the way of the second wave. I think that is what has to do with the Scorpio read, something with a battalion, I read. Is that what it was? Battalion? A battalion? Because it's coming. So they're going to take that out. So the second wave doesn't have more interference, more unnecessary interference. That makes sense. It's just like us when certain stuff gets taken from us because they don't want interference. Same thing. Might just be a little harsher because what somebody did to you is coming back to them tenfold. So I hope that makes sense. Some of you will have some type of beautiful partnership regarding a soulmate or a business partnership starting in June for some of you. Or someone new you meet might put a ring on your finger in June. Yeah, see, someone you knew, once you put in hard work into something, 8 of Pentacles solo mission, and then there's somebody right there. I almost feel like they can get knocked off their seat too, and this one is going to come. Like it's stiff competition right now in the universe, not so much like with you per se. Does that make sense? So I don't know what Eight of Pentacles again. I don't Temperance here. So I don't know. I just saw the Fool. I don't know what that is with June or July. What is it? Kind of. You guys still got all September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. I wonder what that is. I don't know if I want to look into that. Something is going to peak in June. Say you start dating somebody in 4 months. You might have a ring on your finger 4 months later. Say you start a business in 3 months. Something might be global in 4 months. Anywho, I will see you guys tomorrow mid-morning. Okay? I love you guys. I really hope this reading has been beneficial. No matter who you are in all reality. Because I don't want nobody to give up. No matter how fucking stupid you are. I just had to add my 2 cents. Right? I want you all to make it. I'm really rooting for the universe. So stop being stupid. Just think, to be in a space where, judgment free, and it's a beautiful feeling, guys. It's exciting because for the people who have not really let go of certain stuff and still in karmic situations, they don't know what that feels like yet. Right? So stop being stupid. Go through the hard work. How many times have I said this to you? Go through all that hard work for months and months so you don't ever have to do that again. How about you just do that instead of staying in an energy that's like depressing and doing nothing for you that you can do for 10 years, or you can take 6 months or a year and drastically change your perspective, your outcome, your life. It's like, I don't get it. You're sitting in the same energy. So if you're going to sit in the same energy, why not at least change your fucking life? Like ding, 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 ding. You're still choosing to sit in the same fucking energy. Do it the right fucking way. Come on, guys. Come on. I mean, come on. You're fucking smarter than this. I will see you guys tomorrow, late morning. Bye, guys. You're very welcome.